Alright, hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video we got something very exciting for you guys because there happens to be a new card for Revolutionary Army that dropped very recently here in the West. It's been in Japan for like a long time, but it recently came to us here in the West, and today we're going to take a look at it, going to take a look at the deck it goes in, and talk just about options and situations, and then we'll jump into some games and show you just how strong this card can be. Alright, so this card right here is of course what I'm talking about. This is the 5-cost Schoolboy Sabo, which is a promo that came out in Japan a long time ago for some fucking promotion they did. But it recently came to us here in the West through the Premium Collection Volume 3, along with some fancy alt arts for Ivankov as well as Race Max. Which, you know, awesome, right? You have to pick up that binder, especially if you are a Rev Army collector like myself. But most importantly, we get this Sabo, which is a promo, so it's very like specific. It's not just an alt art, it's like a unique card, which you can only get from there at the moment. So make sure you pick up these. Very strong card, right? It is a 5-cost, 5k power, 2k counter with the ability activate main once per turn. You may put the top or bottom of your life cards into your hand. This turn, give this character plus 1000 power. That might sound awful, because in any other deck it is, right? The reason this card is amazing is because it's a 5k power card, which means you can cheat it out with both this Ivankov and this Ivankov, right? Because these are power based and not cost based. So in every other situation, right, we can, like, the only other cards we have accessible to cheat out are going to be 4 costs or less. This is the first 5-cost card that has Rev Army tagged and is more than 4 cost, right? It's a 5-cost, which is really good because it's now harder to remove. Specifically in something like the Dofi matchup, where they had their like win con is the bounce law, which only hits 4 costs or less. So if you have this out, it's gonna stick, which is really, really strong. And then of course the second, the actual ability of the card, you may put the top card of your life into your hand, is incredibly strong against decks that try to starve you. This mainly is Enel and Blackbeard, which luckily is an activate main, right? So you can get around Blackbeard's on-play negation, and Enel, like if you have Ivankov on curve, you can get this out before they get Gedatsu out, which now you're removing like one of the biggest threats in that matchup. Like the removal is like the way they live, right? So if you get this out, then you're not only, this is obviously protected because it's a 5-cost, but now you're protecting your Ivankov as well from that Gedatsu by taking that life. And a lot of other matchups try to starve you as well. They probably shouldn't, but if they do, this is just such a good option, right? Especially if you compare it to the other options, the cards that we're taking out, right? If you were running EB-02 Sabo, this card is not very good. It's like very situational. It comes up every now and then, but it's very rarely relevant. So compared to this new Sabo is incredibly strong. And if you compare it to the Kuma here, which Kuma, you know, is basically the same fucking card as Sabo, but instead of having an effect, it has a trigger. But this trigger is so fucking ass. This rarely comes up ever. Like usually the times you have the chance to trigger this, you probably don't, because you kind of need the 2k in hand, like more than you need the body. Very rarely comes up, whereas this Sabo can be good in so many different matchups and situations. So we're gonna jump into some games. We're gonna see just how powerful it is and make sure we try to use it in situations where it's benefitable to us. All right, so we're up against Boa here, which is perfect. I'm gonna go second. Oh my god, I'm gonna keep that hand. It is perfect, right? Because this is similar to Doflamingo in the sense that like they really need to find that bounce law to be able to remove our stuff. Wow, we're gonna grab that Ivankov for sure. I'm going to do search here, and we'll grab the Karasu so we have something good to cheat out with the Ivankov next turn. Now we're applying a lot of pressure already. I will take this hit. We'll trigger this Morley as well. We'll probably ditch the 7-cost Sabo here. Yeah, now he's in a tough spot here, because yeah, he does establish another blocker, but like there's going to be a lot of pressure on him next turn. Yeah, he's kind of cooked here, I think. But yeah, like I said, if I had Sabo here next turn, we could so easily go into Sabo, and that's just a threat that's just not removable for him. At least not on curve. Like when he goes to 7, he can start doing Gravity Tiger Blade and stuff. But like just having a card that isn't hit by Law is just so powerful, right? So we'll start by doing this here. We'll boost wide, it's because we have this Karasu here. And we will start with the Morley here, just in case he triggers some sort of removal. They do play a lot of removal trigger events, right? So you have to be careful when swinging. And then we'll go 5 here. This is demanding so much counter out of his hand that he's going to just be in a tough spot, right? No matter what. He's going to block there. We literally had 4 5k swings this turn into a 5k leader. That is crazy. He takes 1. See what he does with this one. He takes that one too. Okay, so he's down to 3 life already. That's pretty goddamn good. And now if he goes, like, he doesn't really have options to go board anyways because he's only at 5 Dawn, which is really good. And like even if he does bounce something, he's gonna do Kaya here, which is really good for us. That means a 2k out of his hand and -1 in hand, obviously, because Kaya is draw 2 trash 2. So we do not mind that. It does kind of mean like that he's probably gonna be bounce Law here because he probably wants to bounce this. It is gonna be bounce Law here. Let's see if he goes for my Ivankov. I would assume so. If he doesn't, I'm gonna punish him. He does. Okay, well that's fine. Our board's kind of wide anyways, especially because he only has this 5k swing, so this Morley's gonna stick. He's only gonna be able to get rid of one of these Betties. Yep, which means we still are able to go for wide here. Wow, that's also a good hit. But we're gonna go 5-cost Ivankov here. This wasn't a great hit, but we'll go into Karasu. We'll use leader, Fict, we'll pitch the Ivankov. And then we're gonna go start with an 8k to minus his leader. Then it's gonna be 5, 6, and 8. And he will be in a tough spot here. Takes the 8, makes sense. We'll go 5. We'll go 6, and he should block this. See, he's thinking here. He's gonna block. And then we're gonna go 8k, he's gonna take. And we'll pass, and we still have a huge board here. Like, even if this is Tiger Blade, we will be able to defend the swings into this, if it is Tiger Blade, which means we'll at least have 2 characters on board no matter what, which means 3 swings, which means we should be able to push through next turn, no matter what he has in hand here. So he is kind of cooked, especially because we have the Inazuma as well. So we do have a rusher, which means 4 swings, which means, again, he's just going to be cooked here. I don't think there's anything he can do here that's going to save him. Something like Josu is too late. Like, yeah, sure, maybe he can play multiple like 3 blockers, but then he's still in the same spot next turn. We just applied way too much pressure on him. It's going to be a Sengoku, which means it's not going to be a Tiger Blade. Which probably means another bounce Law, honestly. Yep. He's going to do that. He's going to bounce my Karasu blocker. Interesting. We don't have a 2k here, which is a little bit awkward if he ends up going 7 into one of these. He's going to go 5 into Betty, so it's probably going to be 7 into one of these, and I will still defend that. Even though I don't have a 2k. Since we are pushing for lethal next turn here. We'll just make sure we keep the Inazuma. And now he's probably giving up here. He's not. We don't even have to go Inazuma, but I will go Inazuma. We'll start with a 7k face, minusing. Probably getting 2 2ks out of his hand here. And we will still have the option. I mean, he did trash 2 bricks with Kaya, which means that he might just be super bricked here. If he is, then good for us. right? We're looking at like 8, 8, 9, 10. 8, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So he's actually, wait, 8. Sorry, what? 8. No, we're looking at 7, 8, 8, 9, which is really good, right? It's way too much pressure. I doubt he'll be able to counter out of it. He's just taking his sweet, sweet time here. But it's not going to change the fact. I'm pretty sure I might literally just have lethal. Because this is 2 cards. Next will be 2 cards. Yeah, he's definitely cooked here. Yeah, he's just going to concede. Yeah, I mean, he has no 2Ks in hand. But yeah, you were cooked either way. But yeah, GG's. We didn't get to use the Sabo, but I mean, it is there. It would have been good against the bounce law. Just make sure we get bodies to stick. But he wasn't able to remove our stuff fast enough anyways. Since that's just kind of what Boa does, right? All right, perfect here. We find an Enel, which is perfect for us, right? The 5-cost Sabo being able to be anti-starve on our 4-dawn turn here. We're going to mulligan. I was hoping to specifically find that, but we are going on this weird curve here because he did give us first. But we do kind of have a nice hand here. So it should be fine. We're going to go into Morley here. He's going to trigger Dan Punk. That's fine. Yeah, we'll go Morley here and then we'll pass. And then next turn, I mean, unfortunately, we don't have any 5-cost Ivankov here. 5-cost Ivankov would go really hard right now. Because I could have gone 5-cost Ivankov into 5-cost Sabo or something like that. But he's going to swing at me. Okay, so he's not trying to starve. That's really good for us. Does make Sabo a little less used, but realistically, we're still in a really good spot here. So we will go something like this. This is going to look weird, but I'm actually not going to swing with Lin. Oh, I am going to swing with Lindbergh. I thought he was going to take that. He didn't. I would have kept him at 2, but since he didn't take that, I had to swing. Going to be a Nami coming down here. He is seeing basically all of his removal. That is really good for him, but he doesn't get to draw, which is nice. Going to be 6k into Lindbergh. We'll give him that as well. Here comes the Sabo down. I want to say that it's a little bit too late. But we will, let's see here. Let's go Ivankov. Really wish I had Koala here. That would be even better. But we'll still go something like this. We'll take our life. Nice. We'll play this Betty down. We'll grab a 5-cost for next turn. And then we'll just go 7 and 7. Or actually, we'll go 7 here. And if he takes it, we will pass. He does, so we'll pass. Because there's no reason to swing into Enel when he's at 1. Hopefully he doesn't have any more removal here. And if he does, we should still be fine. Yeah, no, we should be good to go from here. Yeah, he's going to concede. I mean, he literally had nothing this turn. He could have like Zeused, but like at that point you're going down to 0, which means you just lose. But I mean, even if he did have something to play here, we're applying a lot of pressure next turn. So we should have been good to go from there. Well, GG's. All right, we're up against Dofi. We're going to go second here. We'll keep this hand. This hand's really good, actually. Hopefully we'll be able to see just how sticky Sabo can be in this game. Something of like the most powerful thing you can do against Dofi is going like 5-cost Ivankov into Sabo. But since we are going on the even curve here, we're gonna do Sabo off this. Off of our Ivankov. I'll grab a Betty Searcher. Because like what they do on 5 rights, especially, yeah, so he has teach here, which means what on 5 they do is they do law twice. Oh wow, he's gonna bounce my Betty. Interesting. But that's fine. Let's see. We're going to start by using stage here to grade this morally. And we'll grab a 2K. 2Ks can definitely be relevant in this game. But we will go 5K face, and then we will try to establish our Ivankov Sabo here. By using leader effects, we'll ditch the Karasu. Cheat out the Sabo. And we won't use the effect, because in this matchup, the starving is not really relevant, right? If anything, that has a negative effect on us. But the fact that it can't be removed here is going to be very powerful. But he's going to go Weevil instead of double Law here, which makes sense, I guess. So he'll Law away our Ivankov, which super annoying for sure. But at least we know that this Sabo is going to stick. And we're going to trigger Lindbergh, which is going to be incredibly powerful. I'm going to pitch the Koala, actually. Because I'm going to use all these cards next turn. Oh, maybe not now. But we are going to be able to get rid... Let me see here. Yeah, I'm just going to drop 5 costs here. Into another Lindbergh. Lindbergh's really good in this matchup. And then we'll do a Betty search. I got to grab another 5 cost here, right? So we'll grab another 5 cost. Set up for next turn. I also won't use stage. I really like this hand, actually. But I will trash the Ivankov here, I think. And we'll start with this swing just to make sure we don't lose to a trigger, and we'll get rid of his teach. Now he's going to be in a tough spot where he can't like fully law loop, right? We'll go 5K face. And then we'll go 8K face. Takes that as well. So now we're fairly wide here. And like, yes, he can like do law things, but we do have decent counter in hand, so we can like defend things if we have to. Well, not really. Depends on how he swings. But yeah. This could just be Tiger Blade as well. It's something they really like doing. We'll give up the Lindbergh. We have another one. But if this is a Tiger Blade here, that means he's just swinging 5 because we got rid of that teach, right? Not going to be Tiger Blade here. It's going to be 5 and 8. Or most likely 5 and 8. Has he stacked? He hasn't stacked his deck, actually. I will let this go through. Will I? No, I won't. I believe this is going to be a another law and just 5K here. Yeah, okay. So then it was definitely worth defending. Because we'll need all the swings we can get next turn. And I'm keeping this Battle Betty instead of the Koala in hand, because this can always become a 2K while being a body on board at the same time. But this is going to be law here and bouncing my Lindbergh, as that is the only target he has. That's fine. Or only good target. He could have bounced the Betty, right? But that makes no sense. But now, because I defended this, we do have an additional swing out. And we could push face here. Because he's not really threatening on board right now, because he keeps bouncing his own law instead of bouncing the Sengoku. He does have 9 cards in hand. And if we go aggressive on board, he's going to be in a tough spot next turn. So I think we'll do that. I'll start by using this, though. I'll grab another Betty, I think. Yeah, we'll just drop all the Betties here. And I'll grab a blocker Karasu. Do another Betty. We'll grab no 2Ks here in either of these search, right? If I remember correctly. And I will grab a 7-cost Sabo, could be relevant, especially in collaboration with this Karasu here. I am just going to ditch this 5-cost here, and we're going to go pretty fucking hard now. We'll start by going 10 into this Weevil. Make sure that's gone. And he can keep his damn Sengoku. And we'll go 7, 8, 8. Realistically, actually, can he keep his Sengoku? No, we'll fuck on his Sengoku. Fuck that. We'll just swing huge here instead. Basically forcing him to take that last life. We could have actually used this here as well, because that way we could have gone down to 0 next turn and healed with Sabo. Oh, he's going to counter that? Interesting. Definitely makes me think I should have used this. You know what? I'm still going to do this. Because I think the spot we get into next turn is just going to be so good. I should have obviously done that before. That was my mistake. I didn't think of that until it was a little bit too late. But realistically, he's got nothing. Like this turn, he's not pushing lethal, right? Because they don't play rush. Which means I can confidently do this next turn, take this, and then heal with the Sabo. Gonna be double Boa here. Okay, that's pretty good. That's probably why he defended, because he thinks he can live one more turn. Which, you know, by all means, if you can here, if you can hit something off the top here, like a law, that would be really strong. He's gonna go into this. Wow. So he's realizing the threat that this Sabo can be, which is kind of fucked, honestly. I could defend this, but then I'm also giving up on the plan anyways, because I have to ditch these. So we'll just let that go. I'll cycle this Koala. I doubt I'll play that this turn. I'll just grab a Karasu. Karasu can get me value here, right? Because I have 5 swings. Do we even go for this? I think we do. I think we have him. I don't think we have anything to lose here. And we'll just go 6s galore, right? 6, 6, 6, 6, 8. Should be good. I think that's actually perfect lethal, if anything. He does counter the first one. Good for him. But that should be the only 2k he's gotten. He could have technically got 2 2ks because he drew from this as well. Gonna counter there. That's a misplay, brother. That's a misplay. You really should be careful countering like that. Unless, of course, he is that confident. Is it? Yeah, we're gonna go 6. We could have also gone into board this entire game, but he shouldn't be able to defend this 8. So we should be good to go. We did also have the option of playing the Inazuma, right? But that wouldn't be worth it because we boosted like this anyways. But that's GG. And wow, you saw the power of Sabo in that game, at least, that's for sure. Being able to take our own life in that situation, which would have, if he didn't swing into it, it would have been such a sick play to take our life and then do this combo, right? But he realized himself what a threat that Sabo was, deciding to swing into that instead of anything else. Kind of crazy. That is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy seeing just what this 5-cost Sabo can offer. I wish I got to show you a Blackbeard game as well, because that is where this card really shines, but there wasn't any Blackbeard players on the sim tonight. So maybe if you want to see more, you know, I can do a Blackbeard gameplay, whatever. Other than that, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.